A few of you have said that in The Giver, Jonas's father wasn't at fault for releasing that baby, for killing that baby, because he, A, didn't really know what was happening, right? Because he doesn't understand death like Jonas understands death, and it's a part of his job, right? And they follow their job descriptions to a T. If that's what they're told to do, they do it. Because that's how their community was. They followed that tradition, they never questioned it. And we see that same thing here. You guys are saying they're actually not bad people, they're just following a tradition. So, we kind of already answered this question, number 7 on your papers, right? When we were first introduced to the townspeople, before we knew the ending, you all said, we thought they were good people, right? They were fun, they were chatting, they were gossiping. What kinds of things did they remind you of? Are there any maybe stories you've heard of before or movies that brought to mind for you? Or what did it remind you of?
The Giver.
Now, in the very beginning of the story, when they were gathering in the town square, what kind of environment did that remind you of?
What is?
Okay, maybe the beginning of that movie we'll watch The Island, where everything seems kind of perfect and they're all getting along, right? It seems like a really good, ideal community, right? Okay, so now, knowing that we have these good people, knowing that they're following tradition, what is that tradition leading them to do? Kill them, right? It's leading them to do something absolutely terrible, right? And all they're doing is following this tradition, but it's leading them to stone a woman to death, including her son, Davy Hutchinson. So, what is Shirley Jackson telling us about tradition? Why? Okay, so you said it can be harsh sometimes. Why can sometimes it be harsh?
Sometimes you don't know if it's right or wrong.
Okay, you don't know if it's right or wrong. Why didn't they know if it was right or wrong?
Because it was a part of the village for a very long time.
Okay, it's always been part of the village. Have they ever questioned it?
No.
Have they ever thought about the purpose behind it or the reasons for it?
No.
Okay, so you're saying that maybe the reason that this tradition is harsh or it's bringing negative consequences or leading them to do something so awful is that they're not thinking about it, right? Did Jonas's father think about why he had to release the baby or what happened afterwards? No, right? We didn't see any evidence that Jonas's father thought about what he was doing when he put that needle into the newborn's baby, the forehead, right? So maybe it's this idea of thinking about tradition or blindly following it that's the problem. So, if we said that Shirley Jackson was trying to warn us about something, what would that warning be?
Think before you do something.
Okay, think before you do something. So she's telling us not to do what?
Not to follow tradition.
Not to go too long.
Not to follow any tradition?
No, bad tradition.
Okay, so don't just follow what other people do?
Think for yourself.
Okay. Alright, we're getting closer. What are we talking, but make it specific to tradition. So we have think for yourself, don't just follow what other people do. How do we make that message specific to talk about tradition? What does she not want us to do when it comes to tradition?
Don't follow a tradition when you don't understand what the purpose of the tradition is for.
That's a great way of saying it, right? Micah, would you agree that that would be a meaningful theme for this? Don't follow tradition without thinking about what you're doing? Okay. David, I hear you saying you disagree. What do you disagree with?
I agree with
How
you.
would you change it?
Because why would somebody want to get killed?
Right, because they never thought about that they're actually killing. Okay, but that would involve thinking about it, right? Okay, so we need to be thinking about traditions that we follow. Do you think Shirley Jackson is saying we shouldn't have any traditions, get rid of Christmas, get rid of any holidays, get rid of family dinners?
No.
No, right? What is she telling us to do?
Know what you're doing before you do it.
Know what you're doing, right? Know why you're doing the tradition that you do. So her warning would be something like, from what I'm hearing, don't follow tradition without thinking about it. Why not, though? Why shouldn't we follow tradition without thinking about them? Huh?
Crystal and
Well,
Dad,
Randy, what do we see could happen if we blindly follow a tradition?
people can
Something
die.
that we don't like will happen.
Give me something more specific than that.
Death.
What are we capable of if we just blindly follow tradition?
Bad things.
Yeah, terrible things, right? You said they're good people, but this tradition is making them capable of something really awful, right? Even children makes a little child capable of stoning his own mother because they're not questioning the traditions that they follow, right? So, in your own words, I want you guys to take 2 minutes. In your own words, I want you to answer question 8. We already kind of answered question 7. Skip over that. Go to question 8. In your own words, I want you to write, what does this lead you to think that Shirley Jackson is saying about tradition? What is Shirley Jackson trying to tell us about tradition? Take